far. So far, we've heard that Russia's invasion of Ukraine is the worst thing to happen in Europe since World War II, right? Like, let's just casually forget NATO bombing Yugoslavia. And then we've heard that Russia going into Ukraine is the biggest threat to world security. And it's the darkest thing that's ever happened in Europe and ever happened in the world. And Mitt Romney and others saying that it's the first time in 80 years that a country, a power has invaded a sovereign country. Like, they just erasing the hundreds of coups, invasions, attacks that the United States has done against other countries. Like, you're literally in Syria right now, you're occupying Syria. Romney supported the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Have you gone fucking ballistic? Have you lost it? That's not revisionism. That is literally fantasy, right? And even then, if you still want to criticize and focus on Russia, like, are you going to forget that the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan? Like, it's incredible what they're doing. Like, they just want to completely rewrite history in order to push the narrative that, let's go with NATO, let's get Ukraine in, and we need closer ties, we need to go after Russia. This is unacceptable. Trying to turn the whole planet against Russia with just madness. I mean, this is, if anything, it discredits you for saying such lunacy. And so we've heard all of these claims that what Russia is doing to Ukraine is just cataclysmic, right? It's incorrigible. It's intolerable. And so I'm happy that Biden cares so much now about sovereignty of other countries. I'm so happy that he cares about the territorial integrity of other sovereign countries. So can you please get the fuck out of Syria and Iraq and not destroy Libya and not antagonize Iran, encircling it with aircraft carriers and letting Israel blow up its nuclear facilities and doing shows of displays of force with bombers, and not antagonize China with AUKUS? Can you really just get the fuck out of Afghanistan and pull the CIA out of there as well that you've been hiding? And get out of Africa. 50 countries in Africa have U.S. bases or attaches in them. You got the biggest drone base in Niger. I mean, you have the fucking nerve to coup every country in Latin America, some of them twice, and Central America. You literally have different branches, Africa Command, Central Command, CENTCOM. You have commands in your armed forces for every region of the world to maintain a sphere of influence and maintain your empire. And you have the fucking motherfucking nerve to talk about sovereignty. You are the last people on earth to talk about sovereignty. And that applies to us, the British, as well. The last people to talk about sovereignty. Just shut the fuck up. I don't even want to hear it. And they have the nerve also to say that, they just act like nothing happened a few hours ago when Israel bombed Syria. That happens almost every fucking week. Every week, man. Almost every single week they're bombing Syria, and they have taken the Golan Heights. The Golan Heights are one of the most important regions in Syria. It has water, it has oil. It's a strategic. It's an area of strategic importance, a vantage point. This is the Golan. And the Israelis build ski resorts and go skiing on Syrian soil, while they cut off water from us and deprive us of our land. The whole planet knows this is Syrian. There's no question. And Trump recognizes it as Israeli, and Biden doesn't undo that. You hypocrites. You goddamn hypocrites. You think you can give away a chunk of Syria to these fucking settler colonizers? And then you talk about sovereignty. Go to hell. I wish we saw just a fraction of this reaction from the EU, from NATO, from the US, from the UK, from Germany, from France, about stealing Syrian land, about what's happening in Sheikh Jarrah, ethnically cleansing Palestinians. How goddamn dare you? You support that. They don't just not condemn it. They're not just silent. The West isn't just silent about these things. They fucking pay for it. They engineer it. They're behind that shit. Biggest hypocrites.